Hello everyone, peace be with you. Welcome to this Jacko Club's production. Today we are going to be jumping into the much beloved fantastical world of Tamriel. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for being here. Please consider liking, subscribing, and ringing the bell button for notifications if you do. You can find us on various social media platforms linked in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into it. As we got two dossiers to read, actually I think three. We will read those. Read one before we leave and a couple after we get there. How about that? Kahit. Hello, my friend.
I can take you to any of the hold
How could you
capitals.
tell? Alright, we'll read this book and level up, and then we will head off there. Actually, let's read two now. First, Delphine. Status. Active. Capture or kill. High priority, emissary level approval. Description. Female Briton, mid-50s. Doesn't look that old. Good for her. Background. Delphine was a high priority target during the First War, for both operational and political reasons. You know, it doesn't make sense that she's that old, given the war was 30 years ago. She was directly involved in several of the most damaging operations carried out by the Blades within the Dominion. She had been identified and was slated for the initial purge, but by bad luck was recalled to Cyrodiil just before the outbreak of hostilities. During the war, she evaded 3 attempts on her life, in one case killing an entire assassination team. Since then, we have only indirect evidence of her movements, as she has proven extremely alert to our surveillance. She should be considered very dangerous, and no move against her should be made without overwhelming force and the most careful preparation. Operational notes. She is believed to still be working actively against us within Skyrim, although we have no location on her. Soon to be working alone, as no other Blades are known to be active in Skyrim. She has in the past avoided contact with other fugitive Blades for her own security. That word. Security cone? Oh, it's parentheses. That makes sense, doesn't it? One of the reasons she has so far evaded elimination. A lot of exposition here, but interesting stuff on our friend Delphine. Her continued existence is a front to all of us. Any information on her whereabouts or activities should be immediately forwarded to the Third Embassy. There's some context on where we're coming from, and not context on where we're going. You know what? Read that when we get there to set the mood. Read right now. Something a little bit more extraneous. Their dossier on Ulfricstrom. Status asset. Uncooperative. Dormant emissary level approval. I don't know what that emissary level approval means. If it means you signed off on information being accurate, but important to note that he's considered both not on the one hand that he's considered an asset, on the other hand that he is considered to be an uncooperative one. So one could discern, could take that as being he's working for them but not fully, or one could take that as he's being used by them without his knowledge. Description: Jarl of Windhelm, leader of Stormcloak Rebellion, Imperial Legion veteran. Background: Ulfric first came to our attention during the First War against the Empire, when he was taken as a prisoner of war during the campaign for the White Gold Tower. And note that he was that closely involved with the fighting. When you think about it from in-game historical perspective, it's not like terribly far, but this conflict would have taken quite a decent amount away from Skyrim. Yet Nord was very involved. You could tell they kind of took some You know, they twisted it into a different story altogether. But they took a little bit of inspiration, perhaps, from George Washington. You know, the idea of a former renowned officer who participated in a war prior is now fighting against the empire from which he has seceded. Under interrogation, we learned of his potential value, son of the Jarl of Windtown, and he was assigned as an asset to the interrogator, who is now the now first emissary Elwyn. He was made to believe information obtained during his interrogation was crucial in the capture of the Imperial City. The city had in fact fallen before he had broken, and then allowed to escape. After the war, contact was established, and he has proven his worth as an asset. Oh! So he's like consciously working for them. He's been contacted, though we don't know if it was overtly, like, as the Town War. The so-called Markarth incident was particularly valuable from the point of view of our strategic goals in Skyrim, although it resulted in Ulfric becoming generally uncooperative to direct contact. Well, there's our answer. But it's interesting to note that he's willing to get involved with them at the beginning. So clearly, he has come to see them as being not so evil that they can't be cooperated with to some extent, if it means taking down the Empire in Skyrim. Operational notes. Direct contact remains a possibility under extreme circumstances, but in general the asset should be considered dormant. As long as the Civil War proceeds in its current indecisive fashion, we should remain hands-off. Something I'm not getting quite yet is information he's made to believe was crucial to the taking of the Imperial City. Maybe it wasn't like it was made to appear like he just discovered it, but maybe that Elwyn was on his side. He defected. I don't know. The incident at Helgen is an example where an exception to be made. Obviously, Ulfric's death would have been dramatically increased the chance of an Imperial victory and thus handed over overall position in Skyrim. Missed a few words in there, but you got the gist. Note, the coincidental intervention of the dragon at Helgen is still under scrutiny. The obvious conclusion is that whoever is behind the dragon also has an interest in the continuation of the war. I don't know if that's necessarily the conclusion you should draw. But we should not assume, therefore, that their goals align with our own. It's a possibility, but not an absolute. So, you could say, there is some truth in that. I'm sure it helps Alduin. A Stormcloak victory is also to be avoided, however, so even indirect aid to the Stormcloaks must be carefully managed. It is interesting to think of, did Alduin just, end up at Helgen? Is that just, did he just, happen to appear right at that moment at the top of High Hrothgar, and, well, spoiler alerts, to be fair, we don't actually know where he appears. We'll get more information, context in that situation later, though, but, did he just hop into existence near Helgen? Did he know who Ulfric was? Something to consider. Alrighty. Those are our two dossiers. Let's make our way
Where do you want to go?
to Riften.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Too lazy to walk, eh? Well, you found the right place.
You'd think for someone who sells horses, you'd have a more you'd have a better attitude towards horse travel as a potential necessity of life. Before we progress any further, dragon. Hello. Do you come in peace? Well, the fire breath ones try to kill me, so those of you don't know, but I'm gonna assume that's a no. But you know what they say about assuming. Nonetheless, killing dragons is what I do. We just need to whittle him down until they, once he gets to half health, they drop out of the sky automatically. And at that point, I think even scarier, apparently, than the guards being able to do damage to him. The horses will attack him. Now, if you know anything from earlier episodes of this series, they are quite the threat. Come to Papa. There we go. He has such a low health, he's going to be forced to drop out of the sky. Guten Tag!
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax.
This is not really the time. Like, can the tax be that I just killed the dragon attacking your city?
For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter?
I don't buy it. Yeah, no, you're obviously a thief.
Be a little smarter than that.
It's obviously a shakedown.
Voice down. You want everyone to hear you? I'll let you in. Just let me unlock the gate. In all my years,
Yeah,
never seen
you know what's up.
something.
And if anyone's been watching for a little bit, you know, he had tried to stop me. I would have no compunctions about taking on the whole city.
We've stopped.
I love that that man so badly wanted to shake me down for gold. That, like, he
What do
stopped
you need to take?
in the middle of this whole incident to try and shake me down. As if I was good enough to kill a dragon, basically solo,
Let's go.
but also being smart enough to see through that lie.
By the gods,
What a chump.
I don't even know what to say.
What a loser. I leveled up. We've been doing a lot of health, so let's get stamina up. What do we want to do? I think speech is appropriate, given what we just did. Or how about sneak? We haven't done sneak yet. Oh, we have done sneak, never mind. How about one-handed? We haven't done one-handed yet. There we go. Alright, as promised, we're about to enter into the city to learn about Esbern. Not learn about him, I'm sorry. I would find him. We're going to read about him now in order to learn about him. Hold on. What? I have a spell tome called Turn Undead? Definitely want that. Alright, let's read up on Esbern. Status: Fugitive Capture Only. Delphine's noted as a kill. He's only a capture. Important distinction. Highest priority, also emissary level approval. A male Nord in his late 70s. Esbern was one of the Blade's lore masters prior to the first war against the Empire. It's interesting to note that they call it first, as if they are anticipating a second one. That alone is pretty damning stuff if this were to get to, like, a member of the Empire. He was not a field agent, but is now believed to have been behind some of the most damaging operations carried out by the Blades during the pre-war years. Sorry. Including the Felinisti incident and the breach of the Blue River prison. Something we can take from these, and that you can take if you know more of the lore, is that the Blades acted not only like a secret service organization, but also like an intelligence service, but an aggressive one is that. I mean. His file had remained dormant for many years, an inexcusable error on the part of my predecessor. It has been recalled to Alinor for punishment and re-education. In the erroneous belief that he was unlikely to pose a threat due to his advanced age and lack of field experience, A salutary reminder to all operational levels that no Blaze agents should be considered low priority for any reason. All are to be found, and justice exacted upon them. Operational notes. As we are still in the dark as to the cause and meaning of the return of the dragons, I have made capturing Esbern our top priority, as he is known to be one of the experts in dragon lore of the Blades. Regrettably, we have yet to match their experience on the subject of dragons, which is derived from their Akaviri origin, and is still far superior to our own, which remains largely theoretical. The archives of Cloud Ruler Temple, which is believed to have been the primary repository of the oldest Blaze lore, were largely destroyed during the siege, and although a great effort has been made to reconstruct what was lost, it now appears that most of the records related to the dragons were either removed or destroyed prior to the attack. A long sentence. Thus, Esbern remains our best opportunity to learn how and why the dragons have returned. Not be ruled out that the Blades themselves are somehow connected to the dragon's return. We've recently obtained solid information that Esbern is still alive and hiding somewhere in Riften. Interrogation of a possible witness is ongoing. You know who that is. We must proceed carefully to avoid Esbern becoming alerted to his danger. If he is indeed in Riften, he must not be given an opportunity to flee. Alright, well, we know that if Esbern is still here, we will find the Thalmor as well. And no doubt have a big lead on us with all the stuff we've been up to.
Be
careful, Mio. The Thieves Guild has Maven Blackbriar at her back. One snap of her fingers and you could end up in Riften jail. Or worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. I just don't want you to leave. You're the only good thing that's happened to this city in a long time.
She wasn't talking about leaving, she was talking about dying, my friend, but good to know the Thieves Guild's important around here.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
Kind of, but what's it to you?
Don't say something you'll regret. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some loudmouth trying to meddle in their affairs.
They're basically the Mafia. Who are the Blackbriars?
Blackbriars have Riften in their pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back, so keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for them. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you.
Ask what he knows. I mean, he knows something about Esbern.
Business with you. So what do you want to know?
I have a gem. I'm not really here about that right now. Blackbriars. Dark Brotherhood or the Thieves Guild. Nothing about Esbern. Dark Brotherhood did try to assassinate me, though.
The only thing I heard is a rumor that a boy named Aventus Aretino in Windhelm has been attempting to contact the Dark Brotherhood. He used to live here in the orphanage on the other side of town, but I think he ran away. Can't say I blame him.
So we may follow up on that later.
Seeing you around.
Eventually, you have to take care of the whole Dark Brotherhood thing.
If you know what's good for you.
I'm sure I do, but do you?
Getting tired of your excuses.
Might
When
be a
you borrow
pickpocket.
money,
Keep an eye on
pay
her.
back on time and for double the usual fee.
Pretty sus.
How was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
Next time, keep your plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to it.
Posture, dispositions, there's a lot
Are you telling me you robbed it? Why? Why
on
are you doing this to
their
me?
face.
Look, Shadra, last warning. Pay up or else. All I care about is the gold. Everything else is your problem.
Why is she hanging around me?
Huh? What do you want?
What was that all about, friend?
I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me.
Keep an eye on her.
I was able to work out a deal with the
Yes.
stables in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me.
I'll help him pay off that debt.
You will? Oh, thank you.
Ever the good Samaritan.
Yes. Hofgreer took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes with all sorts of nasty people.
Yeah, pretty late at night, so nasty people haven't know what's going on, so it might be good to.
Looking for work? I need
Listen
someone
here.
to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar.
I'm okay.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry, hey lad?
A lot of things going on here right
Never done
now.
an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you carry, hey lad?
No, Mama. We talked about this. Talon?
Alright, what you missed back there is the preacher is trying to talk to the distressed people where distressed people go. And that is in the bar. Something to talk about. As we're about to end here coming up soon. But first, there's someone talking to me here. I'm sorry, what?
I'm saying you've got the coin, but you didn't earn a septim of it honestly. I can tell.
I wouldn't say that.
It's all about sizing up your mark, lad. The way they walk, what they're wearing. It's a dead giveaway.
And this really reads that to
Oh,
you?
but that's where you're wrong, lad. Wealth is my business. Maybe you'd like a taste.
That's what
I've
you
got a
mean
bit
by
of an
honest
errand
work.
to perform, and in my line of work, extra simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from. Once you
Why
have it,
would I do
I
that?
want you to place it in Branche's pocket. There's someone that wants to see him. I'll be out in the market.
No,
Meet me then, if you've still got the stomach for it.
I didn't mean to click that option, and I don't want to do that, so we're gonna load all the way back in because up yours, Skyrim.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return
Yeah.
of the dragons
What you-
is not mere
I knew that
coincidence.
stupid kid would try and
This
find a
is
way
one
to
of the
weasel out of his
signs.
debt.
The signs that
Look,
Lady Mara
this is
is
really
displeased
simple.
with your
I
constant
lent him some
humiliation.
gold, he promised to pay me back,
Down your
and now he
flag
says
is
he's
filled
broke.
with your vile
End of
liquors
story.
and in
You and I both know this is a setup.
All right, all right.
sort of an
I guess I
understanding.
made enough from his shipment.
people must be
No
made
need to waste any
aware
more
of the
time
chaos
threatening a
they've
stable.
Yeah, she can recognize
Shadra he
what
doesn't
my
know
outfit
me.
means.
I hope we
I
bump
can
into
take
each
a
other
hint,
again.
lad.
Need to use
You want to
them
make
as
some
an
coin?
excuse to
Come
harass our
Never done an honest day's work in your life. Ah.
Looking for this old guy hiding on a Riften.
Help me deal with business first. Then we'll see how I can help. Besides, you look like your pockets are a little light on coin. Am I right? Passing on
Dragons
a golden opportunity is worse.
bad for
Until next we meet, lad.
talking about dragons
I
first
already said
before we
Shadra
do
doesn't
anything
know
about
anything.
To see
the
you
old guy. The
finally
more
came to
important.
your senses. Ready to make some coin?
What do I have to
Simple.
do?
I'm going to cause a distraction. Once you have it, I want you to place it in Branche's.
No.
I already said Shadra doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
So the thing that went wrong there, didn't really get a chance to get through. I was trying to persuade him that it was worth his time to just tell me the information without me having to do his dirty work beforehand. And he was, not willing to let that slide. One woman.
Go away, if you know what's good for you.
Help you? Why are you looking at me? Are you a vampire? I don't like vampires. I'm watching her.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
That I am.
If you're looking for anything to sell for a fair price, I run the pond prawn over by the market.
I've
Where
never
would an
seen
old
yours
man
so simple.
hide?
The city really gets to me.
Maybe this mule knows.
Yes?
The old told me that it
Like
is
a-
best
Sisters
a
like us
local
are rare in this
do-gooder?
part of
to
Skyrim.
venture out and see if she's right.
I've been adventuring
Not
across
from Riften?
Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman, barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between. Many years ago, I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dremmer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust.
You see, I can appreciate the attempt to read other people, but doesn't have the best read in the Dragonborn. I don't have the option to ask her anything about Esbern.
Safe travels.
Mule's brought me nothing but safety.
I don't want to work with that thief, so there are other options.
Yeah?
I hope that someday.
Likes to talk, but not about what I want to talk about. That kind of person.
Please, I need but a septum. A septum is all I ask. Is that? I can't take this place anymore. The trees, all the colors, the city's so dark. Why? It makes no sense. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
Yeah, this gives me an idea. This was probably not the type to have a public residence if he's in hiding. Not someone who's so used to it as a blade. I suppose Delphine did hide in plain sight, but I don't see old man everywhere. Perhaps we should check the down below.
Look, I already said Chandra doesn't owe me a thing, so get off my back.
Old man, but
Yeah, what do you
not
want?
one named
If this is about the
Edward.
meadery, we can talk later.
These guys are.
Fellow Nord, I trust you're bringing the fight to the Empire.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Who said I was bothering
already
you?
said
You're
shut
bothering me. Y'all, let's take a chill pill, please. Everyone in that tavern. Now let's check out the bunkhouse. That'll be the last place we look.
Can I help you?
Looking for an old man. Isburn.
Please help me. I'm going to lose my job at the Riften Fishery.
What's
I really
wrong?
need your help. I don't want to lose my job at the fishery. My job at the Riften Fishery is in danger. The owner, Borgely, said that if I show up for work in this condition one more time, then I'm out. I don't mean to do this to myself, but I can't help it. I tried some skooma a year ago, and ever since then, I can't stop. If you could give me a healing potion, I could cleanse this poison from my body and get back to my life.
Really that easy? Skyrim? Like, is that it for addiction? A health potion? Like a stim pack in Fallout. Cures everything.
Your kindness will never be forgotten.
I'm happy to help if that easy to fix an addiction.
That's all I can offer you for what you've given me.
New quest to identify
Sorry about the mess.
a dealer.
Keeping this place clean is quite a chore.
Can't you bother me at my armor stand in the
I'd
market?
appreciate it if you'd keep your hands to yourself.
I'm asking, do you
The
work
bunkhouse-
here?
Work? I suppose you can call it that. I call it slavery.
Jeez, look at her eyes.
I work my fingers to the bone.
More than one
keeping this
skooma
disgusting place
addict
clean.
around here.
Ever since my parents. So now I'm stuck living here, while those pigs she calls customers grope me and say the most awful things.
Sure,
Sure, leave. Not like you care anyway.
Look.
Need something?
Why do you hate her
it's
so
not
much?
just the work, it's everything about her. She's disgusting. I think she takes her worship of Dibella a bit too seriously. Do you know she slept with 3 different men in the last month alone? What kind of woman would do
then.
such a thing? Just for once, I'd like to see her squirm. To rub her nose in it.
Was that fair?
Actually, there is. But I don't think I could get away. You see, I happen to know,
Cool, if she
after she
found out.
makes love, she gives her partner a token of her affection, called a mark of Dibella. If you confront her with 3 of the marks, she'd be so embarrassed. Well, I don't know what she'd do.
I'll help, but I can't do it right
You
now.
need to get the marks of Dibella from Borgely, Hofgrim. Then just confront Helga with them, and the rest works itself out.
Yeah, that's a Thieves Go task. We're probably never gonna get to it, but seems really fitting for some public shame of the town skink. Always in for that. I haven't met this know if that's really true about her. For owning the bunkhouse, she's not really around much.
Any luck getting the marks from those men? Sorry about the mess. Keeping this place clean is quite... I'd appreciate it if you'd keep
Pretty
your
scummy
hands
thing
to
alone
yourself.
to an orphan girl you raise. It's kind of like a Les Mis situation, it seems.
Home of the Thieves Guild, or so they'd have you believe. It's all lies. They're just thugs. Creeping around the bed.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a special kind of person to do that to an orphan.
Glad to see you finally
raise them in that sort of life.
Ready to
I guess we have met the woman. This woman, the woman who told us not to be. Yeah, so that leaves us with two possible discussion topics for the end of the video. Kind of the what to do about that quest we were just given. I can't even remember the other one, but we kind of already talked about the other one in the past. So in the end one, it's the same sort of thing where I think people in thinking that positive, wanting to focus on positive motivation allows them to lose sight of the fact that there's more than just the focus to what matters. And when people do bad things, they need to know that it's a bad thing. And we all are in this growth of virtue life together. Virtue is not a private thing whatsoever. I think just about everything in your life requires participation from other people. Most especially those things that are most deeply intimate, such as one's identity, one's character. So I have no compulsions about other people from time to time getting involved. I think that's the way you go about it without more extreme versions of forces. The public acting in their own interest as a accountability source. What a great video that was. Hope you'll consider checking out our various other accounts in the description below. We put out uplifting content 7 days a week. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. There's a lot more awesome content on the way. May you be there to see it. May God bless and keep you, and may we all live in eternal communion.